The way we feel about things is a pretty important part of our lives. It affects how we connect with other people, make friends, and work in society. People who look good usually get along better and make better first impressions. Friends and partners alike think they are more interesting, and desirable. The real question isn't if it's good to be attractive in our society, because it almost always is. What might be more interesting is where attraction comes from, and why some people are more attractive than others. At first glance, attraction seems like a simple topic. We say that someone is attractive if they have good looks, right? The truth is that there are a lot of secret things that affect who we find attractive and why. And it's not always easy to figure out what those things are. For example, you might meet someone who is beautiful by society's standards, like an attractive star. You may not feel the same way about them as the majority of people do. On the other hand, you might meet someone who isn't as well known. Most people think they are average, but you can't take your eyes off of them. This shows that attraction is subtler, more complicated, and more surprising than most people think. Sometimes, what we really want turns our assumptions on their heads, forcing us to think about more than just social rules and traditional standards of beauty. In other words, the reason you're attracted to someone, or they may be attracted to you, may come from a place deep down. If you want to really understand the rules of attraction, you need to learn more about how the brain works. Even though attraction can feel like a strong physical desire, it really starts in your thoughts. Most of the time, your love tastes are the result of how your feelings, thoughts, memories, and experiences interact with each other. For example, you may find someone physically attractive because they have traits you associate with interesting and desirable people. By learning about how the mind works, we can find trends and tendencies that affect who we like and who likes us. In this movie, we'll talk about 14 of the most interesting psychological facts about human attraction. You might become more attractive than ever if you put these findings to the test. 1. The power of symmetry in life. You may not think, wow, they have perfectly balanced features when you see an attractive person. But usually the first thing your brain looks for is symmetry. In other words, we are wired to find faces that are symmetrical more desirable than faces that are not. Your brain sees symmetry as a sign that you are healthy and fit. Most of the time, it doesn't matter what exact traits a person has. If their face is symmetrical, we're likely to find them attractive. 2. It's true that opposites do attract. Have you ever heard the saying, opposites attract? In contrast to what you might expect, opposite people are attracted to one another. We don't like people with different traits. What we're really like are people with proteins called major histocompatibility complexes, or MHCs. Unconsciously, our brains are drawn to possible partners with different MHCs. In other words, you may find someone attractive on the outside, but you're really just attracted to their genes. 3. Use your eyes. Around someone they find attractive, many people try to hide their feelings. They act as though they don't care or aren't interested, but their body language may be communicating their true feelings. Follow the direction of their look if you want to know who someone likes. Why? We all like to look at the people we desire. We struggle to focus on anything else when they're around. We look at each other whenever we can, even when we're trying to hide our feelings. If someone is attracted to you, the same thing may happen. They may find you more attractive than you think if you notice someone staring in your direction repeatedly. 4. Beauty can trick you. Strangely, beauty has a way of clouding our judgment. We struggle to see someone as any other person when we're attracted to them. Making highly positive assumptions about what kind of person they might be, we instead fall victim to beauty bias. For example, let's say that someone thinks you're attractive, but they don't really know anything about you. They don't know what school you went to or what you do for a living. They don't know what your life is like, but they think you're smart and successful. This makes them think of you as a perfect person. This is just one example of how a person's first impression of you can change based on how you look. 5. The soft sound of attraction. If you pay close attention, the sound of someone's words can reveal feelings of attraction. When we are attracted to someone or trying to flirt with them, our voices change pitch. The pitch of men's voices tends to go down to make them sound stronger or more masculine, while women's voices are a little less reliable. Some female voices may have a lower pitch to sound flirtier, while others may have a higher pitch to sound more feminine. In either case, if you hear someone's voice changing pitch all the time, they may be attracted to you. 6. Women should start the conversation. Men are supposed to make the first move the majority of the time. In the beginning of a relationship, women are attracted to men who are bold and sure of themselves, according to surveys. But the same thing is true about women. In fact, the success rate for women who make the first move is even higher. Men are very attracted to women who aren't afraid to put themselves out there. According to a recent poll, women who do make the first move are also more likely to date a very attractive guy. In other words, whether you're a man or a woman, making the first move makes you more attractive. 7. The 5-second rule. Most people don't understand how quickly attraction can happen. Let's say you're going to dinner with someone. You can see them coming toward your table from across the room. By the time they sit down, you've probably already chosen whether or not you find them attractive. It takes about 5 seconds to feel initial attraction. In other words, you know right away whether or not someone makes you feel butterflies. Initial attraction isn't the only kind of attraction, but the first 5 seconds are more important than you think. 8. Competition in evolution. Have you ever been attracted to someone who wasn't available? This happens to a lot of people, and there is a real psychiatric reason for it. In terms of evolution, attraction is a race between people to find the best mates. We want to be with people who make our lives better, but we don't always know who the best mates are. So we try to get the people who other people want. We think that someone who is popular is more desirable, so we want them for ourselves. The most beautiful feelings. A recent study found that men and women are both attracted to certain feelings in a possible partner. Men are usually attracted to women who look happy and excited. Women, on the other hand, are most attracted to men who take up space and smile with their mouths closed, which shows confidence and high self-esteem. So how does that affect you? Find small ways to show how you feel, and you might make a better, more lasting impact on everyone you meet. 10. The Oedipus Complex. This won't make you happy, but the person you find most attractive probably looks like one of your parents. Oedipus syndrome is a common bias that makes people more likely to date people who are like the people who raised them. Say, for instance, that your parents are older than average. When looking for a partner, it's likely that you'll choose someone older than you. Oedipus syndrome doesn't mean that someone is secretly attracted to their parents. It's just how the brain works. 11. The effect of being familiar. When you meet someone for the first time, you may not think much of them. You may not even notice that they are there. But if you see them more than once, they may start to look better and better. The familiarity effect is a psychological effect that causes people to like people they see more frequently. Spend more time with someone if you want them to find you more attractive. The better your chances may get, the more known you look. 12. In love with music. When music is around, feelings of attraction can get a lot stronger. In other words, if you stand next to someone and don't say anything, you might not like them. But if you play some music, you might look at them in a whole new way. So, the next time you're with the person you like, turn on some music to set the mood, because the right music can change how people see you. 13. Not every beard is beautiful. In the past few years, beards have become popular again. Most people find it attractive when men have facial hair, but not all kinds of facial hair are equally attractive. The most desirable beards are typically short and neat, like stubble or a beard that has been clipped. Women typically find these types to be desirable because they give you a masculine and rugged appearance. On the other hand, a scraggly beard can make you look messy and sloppy. If you like your beard, pick a style that makes you look good. If not, your beard may be making you feel bad. The way we see things changes over time. Even if someone doesn't find you attractive right now, that doesn't mean they won't ever find you attractive. The majority of people are unaware of how much our tastes change over time. We look for different things and desire certain traits over others as we get older and more experienced. Don't worry if someone isn't interested in you right now. Even if they don't notice you now, if you keep working on yourself, this person may eventually see how attractive you are.